So whenever I get this question, how long can your CCTV system record? I always be like, it depends. And it depends on a couple of factors. Because mind you, the brand you use will be different from what another person is using. And your setup might be slightly different from another person's setup. So there isn't really a one-way solution to determine the number of days everyone's CCTV system can record. However, we have to look at the couple of factors that come into play that affect the number of days your CCTV system can record. So we'll be looking at all of these factors, then we can arrive at how you'll be able to estimate the number of days your CCTV system can record. So without saying much, let's get into the video. The first thing we would have to talk about is the storage capacity of your NVR. This is very important because everything your CCTV system records goes into this storage device. And if you want to have more days, that means you'd have to have a storage device with a higher capacity. You would have to look at the number of cameras you have installed as well. This plays a vital role because if you have more cameras, of course you are going to have more recording, thereby eating more space on your hard drive. And if you have few cameras, definitely you are going to have more days of recording because you are recording just few samples of videos. Then we would have to look at the resolution of each and every camera that is recorded. Why this is important is because if you have higher resolution, that means you are eating more space on your hard drive. If you have a low resolution camera, that means you are going to get more days of recording because it's not really going to eat up a lot of space. But I'm not really saying you should go in for the lowest resolution you can get, because mind you, if you go in for a lower resolution, you'll be getting blurry images as compared to someone who has higher resolution cameras, maybe the 2Ks and whatnot. But it all depends on you and your preference. Maybe it's a place you don't really need much clarity, you can go in for lower resolution because it's much cheaper. And if you want the best detail as much as possible, you have to go in for a high resolution camera. I would have to look at the frame rate the cameras are recording in. What I mean by frame rate is cameras record videos as a series of pictures, and each picture is called a frame. So a camera set to record higher frame rates will be recording a lot of pictures, thereby eating more space. And if it's a camera recording at a lower frame rate, of course you'll be getting more space to record more videos. So the sweet spot to record your videos, ideally for me, is 15 frames per second, and you can do this in the system settings. This will give you a better part of both worlds. You'll be getting a smooth video and also saving a lot of space because it's recording at lower frames per second. Then after, we would have to look at the compression technology of your system. Newer NVRs and DVRs do a better job at compressing your videos to increase the number of days you can record because it cramps up the video. But mind you, you are not losing quality. The quality is going to be the same, but it will compress the video and give you much more space to record a lot more videos. Then again, we'd have to look at the recording mode. So what happens here is, say you go to work and you have a camera recording in your hall and your kitchen. Nothing is really happening unless maybe someone breaks into your home or there's a pet around. But you don't really need that recording if nothing is happening. So what usually happens is, if your recording mode is set to record motion, it records when there's a change in the pixels it is recording. Thereby you'll be saving a lot of space when nothing is really happening. After this, we'll talk about the different data types each camera might be recording. Some cameras can record audio, some cameras can record number plates, some cameras can record even faces. And all of these data types need to be stored somewhere, and it's definitely going to your hard drive, and it's going to eat up more space on your hard drive. So you have to bear in mind that if it's on, it's going to eat up more space as compared to when it is off. So after looking at all of these things, we come back to our question. How will you be able to determine the number of days your CCTV system can record? What I always tell my clients is to go in for 1 terabyte of memory if they have 2 cameras, and 2 terabyte of memory if they have 4 cameras, and this goes on and on. Why I say this is because if you use this formula, you're going to get averagely about 2 months worth of footage. But if you're able to switch up things in your settings, you can get even more days of recording. This is the general rule that I use personally, and I think you can adopt this as well. But if you want more days, you obviously have to go in for a hard disk that has a bigger capacity. If you're not really confident in how you'll be able to go about setting up your device, just speak to your technician and he's going to help you out. But if you can't, just go into the system settings. I can't really give a general way of doing it because your system might be different from what I'm using. So just try it out and I'm sure you're going to get a lot more days on your system. My name is Sylvester and I do this each and every week. So if you're interested in content like this, just make sure to hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.